I appreciate everybody coming out. I'd like to thank the Councilwoman Janet Vanez for coming out. Thank you very much, Councilwoman. Looking around, see if there's any other elected officials. I don't believe I'm missing any. We're over here on Florence Ave right now, celebrating our 400th home that we've demolished since I've taken office. I want to thank in particular Office of Inspections, which consists of the Code Enforcement Department, the Building Department, and the Zoning Department, led by Jim Callahan, who's the head of the entire department. We also have Kurt Cook, who's the head of Building. We have Kelly Kearney, who's the head of Code, and we also have Don Novak, who's the head of Zoning. Could we give him a big round of applause? We have a team of attorneys that works hard on these cases, and there's a lot of legal work that goes into a demolition. It's not simply acquiring the property and knocking it down. You have to make sure you have a clear title. You have to go through a lot of hearings, and that's done by our corporate counsel, Chris Cantar, and also Kevin Smith. I want to thank those two as well. We apportion a large part of our gaming money every year to demolitions, usually up to about $1 million a year to knocking down homes. And maybe we don't toot our own horn enough, because we've been doing this for years, and we don't really seek fanfare for doing it. I know the neighbors appreciate it because look at a case like this. We're in a beautiful neighborhood. We got beautiful houses all around. We got two good neighbors on each side, and then we have a home like this in the middle of the two neighbors. When we take care of business and get rid of this blight on the neighborhood, you'll see a lot of times the whole neighborhood pick up, and start fixing up their homes because they're more proud to be in that neighborhood. And it just makes a lot of sense for us to do this. That's why, while we're gifted and blessed with this gaming revenue, one of the things that we definitely should focus on is reinvesting back into those neighborhoods and getting rid of blights like this piece of property. And like I said, I don't think we toot our own horn well enough sometimes. That's why we're out here holding a press conference to celebrate our 400th home. And it is a good home to celebrate because this is an eyesore, and we are going to make this neighborhood better. These guys didn't know I was going to call them forward today. So Jim has a tendency to get long-winded, so we'll watch him up here. But I just wanted to thank these guys in particular. They run a great department. They're doing great work. It's important to the city, and sometimes it seems like, we should all be on the same page when it comes to issues like this. We should all be on the same page when it comes to public safety. There's no such thing as the region when it comes to issues like this. We should all, in the state of Indiana, be on the same page. And sometimes it doesn't feel that way. Sometimes it feels like we're demonized and we're just trying to do the right thing by getting rid of blights like this on the neighborhood. So, Jim, thank you very much for all the hard work.
I remember very well how this all started. I was having lunch one day and my phone buzzed and I looked and it's Tom McDermott. And I'm going, oh no. Because usually it's not a hi, how are you? It's chewing my butt off for something. But he said, Jim, I want you to start taking charge of demolitions. And on my way to work every day, I come down Harrison and there was a house that I passed, boarded up, high grass, looked terrible, and for 2 or 3 years I drove by it and I'm thinking every holiday, every birthday, every occasion that you have people coming to your house, they're looking at this house and they're wondering, wow, I would never want to live next to that house, and I know that I wouldn't, and I know you wouldn't. And that was the very first house that we put on the demolition list and knocked down, and we had a lot of very sincere thank you calls on that. And that's when the mayor first combined all the departments together, and we took it serious because I don't think anyone should have to live next to a property like this. It brings down your property values. It's difficult to sell a house next door to this. And we're very proud on the difference that the mayor's allowed us to make in this city. Thank you.
Next, I'd like to introduce Kurt Cook, who's been the head of the building department in the city of Hammond now for 5 years? Almost 6 years, so give a big round of applause, please.
I think Jim got a lot of round of applause than I did. We could do it again. I'm reminded that Hillary Clinton said it takes a village. In our case, it takes a team to help improve Hammond. The team certainly is headed by a wonderful mayor who invests time and money into it. But it also takes, the most important part of the team are the people that live in Hammond, like Mrs. Alvarez lives next door, and the nice lady that lives over here, who would call our office almost on a weekly basis, wanting to know when this blight is going to be removed. Her, the city attorneys, Mr. Callahan, Mr. Kearney, all work so hard to help people like the Alvarez's, like the neighbors in here. And I personally am very proud to be part of that team. And thank you.
It's the first time I've ever had a car go through one of my press conferences. I'd next like to introduce Kelly Kearney. Kelly's been with the city of Hammond for a long time. He's been the head of code enforcement, I'm going to say 8 years. All right, I'm getting pretty good with the length of tenure. Give a big round of applause, Kelly Kearney.
Thank you. One of the things I want to mention is this is the forum's demo. There are a lot of houses that make the demo list that end up being purchased or agreements made to rehab those properties. So it's not just a matter of taking a house and demolishing it. If we can get it back on the tax rolls and get it improved, maybe spur some improvements, developments in the neighborhoods, that's the ultimate goal. If we can get them saved and put back on the tax rolls and give some house for somebody to live in, that's the true investment. If we can get those houses back and operating, sometimes they're too far gone, you can't save them. But in many cases, we have contractors that are buying them and people that are buying them and reinvesting in those neighborhoods and bringing them back to what they were meant to be. Single-family homes, owner-occupied, sometimes rentals, but at the same time occupied a part of the neighborhood. And to me, that's as big a success as taking down the houses. So if we can get those reinvested, it's a benefit for everyone.
I see a lot of people out here, and I appreciate you all coming out. And I particularly wanted to pay attention to police officers and the fire department that are out here. When we say a team of people that work together, that's one of the really nice, refreshing things is also like a Hammond police officer or a Hammond fireman, they get into a lot of homes, obviously, under situations where the homeowner's not prepared to see them come in. A lot of times we get reports from our police officers and from our firemen about, to the building department, to the code enforcement department, you got to go in here, you got an illegal apartment over here. So when I say it's a team of people working together, I literally mean it's a team of people working together. I also see community development department out here. Community development also apportions part of their funding to help in demos across the city. So one thing I would like to really think about, I've been mayor now almost 11 years. It's a group of people that are working together as one team, and we all know how important substandard housing is to the city of Hammond, and we're all working together to fight it. So we're here to celebrate our 400th. We put a little chart up here of all the demolitions. You'll notice, seems like most of the action is taking place in the 2nd and the 3rd district, which makes a lot of sense. I think those districts have been particularly hit hard by the devastation of our economy and the housing collapse. So it makes a lot of sense where you see a lot of the red dots. But I'm just very proud right now to be the mayor. I'm proud to take this house down, and I'm proud to help make this neighborhood a little bit stronger. All right. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate it, and please come forward and inspect what's about to be leveled. Thank you all very much.
We should have these press conferences all the time. No. This is special.
Good job. All right.
All right, I was a little bit scared.